There's just something special that happens on a Friday when those bright lights turn on for the first time. An indescribable magic permeates the air, rolling town to town on that ever so slight breeze that brings with it that all too familiar chill and feeling. It's the kind of feeling you only get for a few weeks every year when those lights shine brightly into the past, present, and future simultaneously. The youth play alongside their idols, dreaming of when it's their turn to seek glory on the stage. The heroes of yesteryear remember with reverence the legacies and traditions they helped to uphold when they were the men in the arena. While the present-day gladiators fight for the pride of their town, their brothers on the field, and the ever-fleeting opportunity at immortality. The colors they wear aren't just a uniform, it's a symbol, a code of honor, a way of life for those that live and breathe by the team. It's the heartbeat of the community and the fall, and it's not crazy. It's just football in Arkansas. It's the Friday Night Lights, and it starts now. And what better place to start than with a team that found that place in eternity last year? The 6A state champion Greenwood Bulldogs hosting Bentonville West. First quarter, toss a pass to your Witcher and watch it get batted down. Bear and Witcher shutting it down like they were late on a bill, but that West offense has full power. Trey Thompson like Tupac. All eyes on me. Watch this. Poof, poof, poof. Who needs a permit to bulldoze? He's in for a touchdown. And could an upset be brewing for the champs? Not if Kane Archer has anything to say about it. The only time that you can call cooking bland and it's acceptable is right now. Cooper Bland getting a little spicy, gets the score, and this one a lot closer than a lot of people might have thought, but the Bulldogs pull it off 35-31. Let's head out to Fayetteville for a ranked matchup between the Purple Dogs and the Cabot Panthers. We start off in the first half. Dogs up 22 here, but Cabot looking to chip away as Cooper Powell powers into the end zone to cut the lead to 15. So the next Bulldogs possession, and quarterback Hank Hendricks lobs it up for Cartavian Taylor, and it's caught. You may see the ball on the ground, but if the ref says it's a catch, it's a catch. That will result in a Fayetteville field goal. Dogs go up 18. Cabot responds with one of their own, back down to 15. All of that before this. Hendricks gets the snap and finds Kenjun Johnson. And whoop, he's going to do the rest, making one defender miss another and say good night and good luck catching him. He is gone, and the Purple Dogs starting their season off the right way. 1-0 with a win over Cabot as they top them 66-24. Staying in 7A, but heading north on 49. Sound the horn. Rogers is here, and they're hosting North Little Rock. First Mounties possession, Jeff Regan rolls like Royce and drives that ball to Braxton Lindsay. Get used to hearing that this season. But the Mounties unable to finish the drive. So the Charger Wildcats get the ball. Corey Marshall hits Jameer Lee, but that ain't going tax-free. Jalen Smith coming in to collect. And a few plays later, it's going to be A.J. Francisco. That's fun to say. Saddling up for the Mounties sack to hold the Cats to 3. And on their next possession, they're going to ante up like MOP. Reagan to Titus Kramer in the flat, and he gallops in for the first touchdown of the season. But it was far from the last. The Mounties win it big, 41-3. And it's the first of our big 3 rivalries in this show. P. Ridge at Gravette. Defense and drop balls were the story of the first quarter. 12 minutes into the game and only a handful of first downs. P. Ridge, though, quickly turned to the run game with little success. It wasn't until halfway through the second quarter that Gravette quarterback Cameron Bedwell is going to take a shot down the field, and he's going to connect with receiver Gage Bottroff before a few plays later. The connection between Bedwell and Bottroff alive and well, and hot as ever, shot to the corner of the end zone, gave Gravette 6. They'd hit the PAT to make it 7. Now, with only 3 seconds left in the first half, P. Ridge found themselves with the ball at the 25, taking a shot of their own. Ultimately, though, they're going to miss, and watch out, Bo! Almost taking the cameraman out with them. 7-0 at the half. Gravette will go on to win 27-6 after a pick 6 in the final minute of the game. Well, we have a rare sight here. Senior night on game 1 for the Har-Ber Wildcats as they took on Broken Arrow. They're coming in out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's the Tigers who strike first as Jeremiah Satimba sneaks his way into the end zone. 7-0 BA. But after that, the Wildcats defense started to get going and getting some stops, including this hit by Sion Wilson. Then a little bit later on, Kyler Moore gets in on the action as he goes in unblocked, and this Wildcat defense swarming on the field. However, on to the second quarter where BA finally gets it going. Satemba rolls out and finds Zane Matthews, and he's gonna break away. Whoop, get off me. You two, just dive in, touchdown, and they're gonna break some Wildcats' hearts. Broken Arrow goes on to top Har-Ber 35-14 in Coach Dannenhauer's debut at Har-Ber. Let's stay in the 7A. Let's check in on Rogers Heritage as they visit Siloam Springs. We're gonna pick things up on the War Eagles opening drive. And this right here is why Eagles stay in the air, trying a little ground and pound, but the Siloam D-line, get back, you don't know me like that, blows up the play to force and eventually recover the fumble. So now the eyes of the Panthers are on the end zone. Blake Hugh getting the reception and getting them down inside the 5 to about the 2, but folks, we need some brinks up in here because the security is lacking. It's another fumble, and Diago Juarez is the hero they deserve and need. Possession back to Heritage, but fast forward, and Siloam is on the kickoff, and here's the more you know moment today. It's a live ball, and the Panthers are going to pounce on it, and this time they would pay it off like a credit card statement. Jack O'Brien, come on down. The end zone is your destination. As the Siloam Springs Booster Club, though, saying this game was called with 47 seconds left in the first half, that due to issues with the stadium lighting, so Siloam Springs up 21-0, thinking they get the win. All right, let's check in on Mansfield. They welcomed in Bismarck 14-13 when we pop in. Bismarck marching, but again, too much butter on that pregame popcorn. It's a fumble, and the Tigers recover, but are unable to do anything with it. No worries, though, because this defense is like a well-done steak, tough and nasty. Jeremiah Burton, give me that ball. It's picked, and the Red are rocking. So offense, you're up. What you got for us? How about Jubal Parks dropping back? And then to quote Jim Carrey in The Mask, somebody stop me. Running like he owes the defense money, making them all miss. But finally, after putting on the spin cycle one more time, he is brought down, which would lead to all of this. The man who started it all, Burton, cutting it up on the sweep, getting down to the fight song as Mansfield starts the season off with a win, 34-28. Let's head out to Lincoln now, where they took on Greenland. Quarterback going to drop back on this play and find Caden Job, and boy, what a good job. He's rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, going down the field, eventually dragged down, picking up 30, though, before that happens on the pitch and catch there. But here come the Pirates defense as they get the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. What's that old saying from the movie? Take all you can and give nothing back. They chop them down. And then looking to keep putting them in reverse here. Dropping back on the pass is the Lincoln quarterback, but once again, he's going to be sacked by that Pirates defense, giving the ball back to Greenland. So now Greenland, let's see what they can do. Quarterback dropping back to throw it up to Xander Franklin, who's going to be streaking down the field. Bombs away, and what a catch. Go up and get it. Boy, that's in the penthouse, and that's where the kids tap their helmet. Too small. He's down near the red zone. However, it would be the Wolves that come out on top, beating Greenland 26, just barely, to 25. Now to the second of our rivalries, the legendary Battle of the Bone, a dogfight between Van Buren and Alma. Van Buren already up 6 in the first quarter. Tristan Ray showing off the games. I'll carry all y'all in, taking the team, concession stand works, and the parents into the end zone with them. Thinking at 12-0 pointers, and why not? 2's better than 1. Ray putting it top shelf for Draynon Brower, 14-0 BB. Alma didn't take too kindly to that, though. Chase Parker putting the air in Airedale's. Frequent flyer miles credited to Dylan Jackson, who takes off and lands in the promised land. Green getting the ball back a little bit later. An old dog, young dog, Snoop dog, whatever dog. How's this for a trick? Samuel Schlegel, E.T., phoning home because tricky Alma. Double pass makes it 14-12, though Van Buren would take this one 40-29. And finally, we saved the best for last. It's our game of the week, a rivalry for a strip of road that may have many turns, destinations, and stops. But last night, there was only one place that it led to, the Battle of Rogers Ave, North Side and South Side. As mentioned, our game of the week. We got the Mavs in their baby blues. Woo, those are clean, and the Grizzlies in white for this one. North side, opening drive. Warren Bijou gets the handoff, tries his way through, but another one. Ball comes out and Southside jumps on it, but nothing's gonna come from it. So, next drive for Southside. QB Blake Forsgreen's gonna keep it, finds a few open spots in the defense and takes off, but is eventually gonna be brought down just outside of the goal line, almost, but no cigar. Then next play, Terrell Warren, thanks for making it easy, punching it in, and after the PAT, Southside leads 7-0. Boy, was it a tough first half for Northside. They didn't cross the 50-yard line until the second quarter. 10-0 here. Mavs give it to Warren Bijou. He's going to take it off. And finally getting into enemy territory, brought down to the Mavs 41. Then Bijou, handoff again. Why not? But oh no, the ball is stripped. It's on the ground again, and Isaac Parker's got it. Southside ball again, and the Mavs, because of those turnovers and moving the ball just a little bit better, would come out on top, downing their rival from down the road 27-7. And with that, it pains me to say it is time for our first parting of the season, but it brings me joy to know that I'll see you next week for another fantastic Football Friday night. But before we go, here at 5, we know that it's more than just the teams and games that make these nights special. So this is also our first opportunity to showcase 2 of the local bands who will play us out while we show you scores from around the area. So without further ado, the Greenwood Bulldogs and the Har-Ber Wildcat bands.